Hello again, and welcome to another Build Your Own R2D2, parts 65 and 66. And I'm really struggling to get a good angle on this camera, so you're going to have to bear with me because it's a balance between getting a good angle and getting close to sitting near the microphone. That's me banging on a tripod. I've got something this morning, yesterday morning, after work, a new screwdriver, which hopefully matches the original one. But I have to say, this one is barely worn away. So I don't know what people that have been complaining about these are actually doing with theirs, but mine is holding up, and we're into 65, so that's lasted. Don't know how anyone's having a problem with them, but just in case, I've bought myself a new one. So, without further ado, it really feels like a month has gone by this time, since the last 4 parts. I think I'm awake enough to get through this, so let's see what's in 65. Okay, this is almost as hardcore as the last one. It's almost as bad as 64. I say bad, it probably won't be that bad by the end. Looks quite scary. We're starting off with those bizarre plastic screws again. That's the easy part. And then we're on to working with super glue. So I hope my glue has not turned into a rock like one of the other ones did. Then we're fitting some kind of cable tidies type thing in there. And another lens. Let's get started on this. I should show you the parts that come with this. We got, I think that's a cover for one of the lenses, or a base one for one of the lenses. There's another lens. There's a light cover. Those are 2 details, as they call them, for the outside of the head that's going to be poking through to the outside. More plastic screws, not weird at all. That's mounting for one of the lights, I believe. And there's these weird cable tidy things, because we all like cables to be tidy, so we're sorted for that. Let's see what we need to do. Okay, it's actually quite handy that I've had to raise this dome all the way up with the polystyrene underneath, because it gives me a better angle and you don't see the shadow of the camera. So that's quite nice. Almost looks professional. I love the way the instructions say continue screwing them into the framework as you did in stage 64. And then it says, oh, by the way, you need to put them there. After they've just told you to carry on screwing them. You could be putting them anywhere, but you're not. You're putting them there. More plastic screws are going in, and as if by magic, they will suddenly appear inside the dome. So let me go and screw these in. Alright, there they are, all in. And next, you're taking this plasticky bit and finding the hole just around to the right hand side of all the plastic screws, and see there's a little notch in the top. You're matching that to the notch right in the top there. Don't know if you can see that, but anyway, you're sticking that in there, and I bet it falls out just as I take my thumb away. You ready? There you go. Who said I was a master model maker? I told you, Malcolm. You're wrong. There we go. And then you will need your processor state thing, as they call it. Basically the lights. And you need to put it up that way, so the connector is at the top. And you need to put it right next to the blue one. And you are screwing it in either side. Now, of course, I'm going to put the plastic bit back in there that I've just taken out, but it's quite hard to demonstrate and keep that in there without it falling out again, so that's why it's out at the moment. But obviously you're screwing this over the top of this, so let me go and do that with 2 of those little black screws. Okay, if I told you that was easy, that would be a lie, because I've completely threaded that screw there, so that's never coming out again. So I hope I've got the right light in there. We'll find out later on. As you can tell, I'm so confident about that. So let's go and see what's next. Alright, what's next is you're taking 3 very plasticky bits. That bit, and that bit. I've laid them out just like in the photo, look, so I don't get confused. And you're fitting this bit into the bit with the square tab. There's your little square tab to look for. And you plonk it in like that. Amazing. And as far as I know, you don't have to get it a particular way round. You do have to get it a particular way round. See that lighter part there? You can see just inside. That bit, you see this, the opening part, which is the cutaway part there. You can just about see. Or not. Chose a bad background, didn't I? Hold on. Okay, here we are back for visibility's sake. You can see the cutaway bit there now. And that bit just inside there that's lit up, that's lighter. You have to make sure that is turned towards the edge of the opening that I just showed you. Quite why that is, I'm not sure. And this bit, you have to fit that notch there into the lighter part there. Now I understand. Okay, it clicked into place. So as long as I don't mess it up and let anything fall out, that now should be what it needs to look like. It's solid in there, so I guess this thing doesn't move about, sadly, because it did in the film. So that's what that should look like at the end of that stage. Okay, once again you're back to finding holes in heads. That's the other white piece. As you can tell, those screws are vertical and the others are horizontal, and you have to line the tab up with the notch. I don't know if you can see that in the top there. There's your little notch. So you'd have to line the tab up with the notch and screw it in with 2 more black screws. I was going to say black plastic screws. There's one there and there's one there. So let me go and screw that in. Okay, I'm miming what you need to do next. You need to go glue, glue, glue on the end of that bit and stick both of these into those holes there, which are the only 2 holes that look like that on the whole head. So you can't go wrong. So let me get these glued in and hopefully not my fingers glued together. Alright, well, they're in there. I can't imagine them not coming out at some point if I just happen to bash that against something quite hard to just come off. But I suppose you can always just glue them back in again. So that's the glue part over, thank God. So let's see what I need to do next. Alright, next you're finding that blue one again, and you're taking these weirdy plasticky bits and you're putting the hole up the top, and that's going up there to the top one. I did of course mean this bit, the hole down the bottom, is going on the bottom one. Wait till this pings off. Okay, that works. Oh, there is a little peg right there. Don't know if you can even see that because it's too blurry as usual. And that peg is going into the top part. That's of course what I meant to say. And so you'll find the peg dips into the hole at the top very nicely like that. And then you're using a 4mm silver screw to screw the bottom part in. So let me go and screw that in. Alright, that's in there very nicely. And the other 2, one is going there like so, and the last one is going very close by. It's going there. And you have to screw those both down with the same silver screw, what you've just used for the first one. So it's going to look like that. Without further ado, let's do 2 screws. They went in nice and easy. I have to say, the back of it is not the most secure ever, because that easily comes straight back out again. But it's not the most vital part of the whole model. It's just a cable tidy device. That's literally all it's there for. So I guess it doesn't matter that much, but it's not very secure at the back. Guess what? That's the end of 65. Let's see what's in 66. Okay, joy of joys. 66 involves more weird plastic screws. My favourite part so far, surely. And you're also fitting the board for the connectors to go into. From the looks of it, you're actually fitting that board onto this piece of plastic. And this all goes somewhere inside the head. We'll find out where that is. But before that, Oh, joy of joys. I love these things. Allen screws, they call them. I call them plastic screws because they are plastic screws. Let's not gloss this over. First four need to go there and there. And the other two, I would say the last two, but sadly it is not the last two, go there and there. Let me have fun screwing these in. Alright, probably the least fun I've had in a long time was getting those two in. Number one, that one is still not done up completely flush because I can't get it in any further, so I give up. The top one took about 10 or more attempts to even get it to start screwing in, to grip. Thank God that's over, and I've got another 6 of them still to do, I believe, around the other side, so I can't wait for that. Anyway, next, you're taking the projector, which you made many moons ago, and you're fitting it over the 2 pillars there, the really long ones. It's the only one that's sticking out in the whole head, and you're feeding it through the hole there, right at the back, in the darkness, and you're putting those 2 black screws, the usual black screws, into either side. There's one there, and there's one the other side. You can just see by my other hand, wiggly finger there. So let me go and screw this in with the black screws, and hopefully it's going to stay in place. Alright, as you can see, that's in there. You can see where it's located, basically next to that white one there. Now, you're taking your bit of black plastic and your circuit board, and you're fitting it on top in that direction. As you can see, if I hold it that way up, 1, 2, 3, and you can see the matching holes there, so you cannot go wrong with this one. So let me get that screwed in. Alright, all nicely screwed in. So now you're going to be screwing it right next to the projector, which you've just fitted in the 1, 2, 3 holes at the top with the silver screws this time. So let's go do that. There we go. Your head should look like that. All in there now. Well, not everything, there's still more to come. But for now, that was the end of part 66. Hope you have enjoyed, and I will hopefully be recording the other 2 tomorrow, or else Monday, because I'm running out of energy now. I hope you have enjoyed watching, and I will see you in the next 2 parts.